Hello everyone, welcome to the second episode of Made of Things, hosted by myself, António Maria Correia. I'm recording this a little earlier than I did last time, so you might be hearing some birds chirping in the background. I don't know if they come across, but there always seem to be birds near my place, unless it's nighttime because birds are asleep. But this time I can't seem to be able to shake the birds off, which sounds like something Taylor Swift would say. Or like a sort of weird brag in England, I guess. Well, I just got back from Primavera Sound in Barcelona. If you've never been to the festival, give that one a go. This is a magical place. I've been going there for 6 years, and I always seem to think, this is my last year, I should go do something different. But every time on the first day, the whole thing convinces me that there is no way I cannot go to the following year. That usually takes only a couple of hours, and this time was no different. It only took me about 2 hours to decide that I'm going to go next year again, so it's like a staple for me, I guess. This time I partied so hard that I even ended up missing my flight back home out of sheer drunkenness. This has never happened to me before, but I do recommend everyone not to do this ever. It is not good, it's a waste of money, it's pretty stupid, but at least I had fun, and now I am gonna pay the consequences in the form of money. But back to the good things. Primavera has an insanely great amount of concerts, and it just fills your heart. I got to watch rare performances from Tori Amos, American Football, Mineral, The Replacements, Sleater-Kinney, and then very often you get to meet and hang out with artists who are really meaningful to you. I got to chat with Ariel Pink for 10 minutes, which in Ariel Pink time is like a whole year, and then the guys from American Football, Chris from Mineral, all super sweet people. Other stuff I listened to back in the 90s, like Spiritualized and Dried, more psychedelic and shoegazy things, I got to talk to them too. They're famous for not being too engaging and not being nice. That is so wrong. They're absolutely sweet people, very nice, very warm, and seemed very open to be talking to everyone. Also had a brief but great interaction with Damien from Fucked Up Again, who I'd interviewed about 5 years ago, and he's just an amazing guy. And I also got to spend a minute with the guys from Shabazz Palaces, who are awesome and are on the show today in a hilarious conversation. But there's something I really need to get to, and I really must point this out. During my teen years, the first 4 or 5 Tori Amos albums were very important to me. So if you had told a 15-year-old Antonio that he would one day not only be seeing her live show, but actually talking to Tori, and even talking to Tori Amos, talking to Tori, and even getting a hug from her, he would never have believed you. It's just mind-blowing to me. And let me tell you, she is hardly human, I think. She's like a sort of a fairy, like a siren of engagement. All her emotions are at the surface, and it is very hard to contain tears whenever she's around, especially if you're a fan like I am. But even as a human being, like, she's always like that, it seems. Be it on stage, a press conference, talking directly to her, and the Tori Amos hug. I got a Tori Amos hug. It's been talked about here and there, about the power of the Tori Amos hug. Only a handful of people probably get this, but still, if you are a Tori Amos fan, when you get a Tori Amos hug, you know, it's something. Well, today on the show we have Ishmael and Tendai of Shabazz Palaces. Like with the Mike Watt interview, we did this at ZDB in Lisbon, and I loved talking to them. This is one of the most fun interviews I've ever done, so please enjoy my conversation with Ishmael and Tendai, Shabazz Palaces. How are you?
Hello. How are you?
I'm doing excellent. How about you guys?
We're doing good, man.
I just heard you weren't eating before the show, so pardon if you get hungry during the interview.
I was my stomach's starting to growl right now.
Oh, I have a sandwich, like a brie and oregano. Yeah, if you want, I can give it to if you get too peckish during the interview, I'll go get it for you. Okay. So it's fine for you guys. I saw Ishmael. I saw your interview with Marine for Sub Pop. Mm-hmm. It's really funny, and they usually, Sub Pop usually does that with their they're artists, but does have you guys gotten any like mature women fans since then? Like has it been any different? Like
because of Marine?
Yeah,
like the Marine effect?
Yeah, like the target shift.
I think so. I think so.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, yeah, I mean, cause she didn't really know of our music. So she was like a portal to people that don't know anything about us, but maybe see the name or something like that. So she represented a group of people that don't really know our music, but kind of know who we are or seen us or something. So it's an interesting perspective. And then she's just funny, you know what I mean?
Had you had any input with from? I mean, I'm sorry, I just ate a sandwich, so I can't even speak. Right. So, like we barely, we barely ate as well. But are you guys represented by Carly and Becca of Sub Pop?
Well, Carly and Becca work at Sub Pop. Carly is in marketing, and Becca is a press. So they deal with those aspects of our dealings. You know what I mean?
Okay, I just asked.
Are you in love with one?
No, obviously. Who isn't?
Oh, okay.
But no, they're friends of mine, and it stayed. For the listeners, this isn't hardly relevant, but they're friends of mine. So I wanted to ask you because they sent me like this huge box because they stayed at New Year's Eve for New Year's Eve, a year ago, year and a half ago.
I remember that.
In Lisbon. They were like in love with the city and this group of people, and they stayed at my place, and then they sent me like this thank you gift, and it included this box of CDs, and it included the Black Up. So, and it was like it stood out from the box of the whole Sub Pop catalog as the most original cover, really. So it was a desired effect, I guess.
Yes.
This is a huge story. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I mean, it's all the same artifact. You feel me? The music, the presentation, the material, the feelings that are evoked when you see and touch and feel, and then this translates as you go into the music. Like it's all to be one thing, you know. So. Yeah,
experience. It's just one big experience, you know.
I didn't see the physical copy of Least Majesty. Did it have anything different as well?
Yeah, it's nice.
Oh, okay. It's nice.
It's nice. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, it's very nice, man. We got some good material, and the design is dope too. A guy named Nepsid who out of Toronto designed it, and it's got some cool stuff in it.
So, is it velvety as well and lush?
Shark skin.
Shark skin, really?
Yeah.
Wow, really? Seriously, real shark skin?
Well, no, not real sharks, but
cool. Because
we love animals.
No
animals have been harmed.
That would be, that would entail a lot of things if you used real sharks.
Expensive too.
Exactly. Yeah. And plus, you don't want that, poor sharks.
Yeah. You don't want that to happen to the sharks, man.
Well, speaking of animals, you guys were #1 on last year's the 2014 Gorilla versus Bear website, and was it like this childhood goal of yours to one day be #1 on this interspecies animal website? Animal fighting, I guess.
Yeah, I've always thought that a gorilla, would beat up a bear. So when I first became familiar with Gorilla versus Bear as a blog, that question plagued me, for years. It still does to this day, and I'm hoping. I don't like animal cruelty either, but I do want to see that. I want to see that,
Sure. So no animal fighting at all.
I would watch the Gorilla versus Bear contest. Like if it was a YouTube video or something like that. Yeah.
Like the jumping cars or whatever, like some novelty thing,
or punching.
Gorilla the other day was punching a drone.
Really?
In the zoo, yeah. The gorilla, she was mad, and they always would film. They film like National Geographic stuff now with like drones. And the drone kept following her a couple days. Finally, one day, it came down. She stood on the top of the tree, had a branch behind her, and just bam, hit the drone down. I was happy for her. I was like, yeah, good. She beat the drone.
This is no joke. What I'm about to tell you, like at my workplace, we have this droney thing that's like a multi-motor or rotor or something, rotor scope something. But they have this drone thing, and seagulls actually attack it. Yeah, there you go. Kind of like that. Yeah. Ishmael just groped me if you're only listening by now. Not grope. Groping is. Oh, I'm sorry. Groping is something you do with. Yeah, it's a big difference. Not groping.
Wishful thinking, man.
Well, hardly, but for some people for sure. For some people for sure. But.
Hey, man.
So it's not
legally even.
I have audio proof of the grow.
Come on, man.
Hardly. It's just, okay.
Start over.
Start over. Okay, so. But I was telling you, like we have this drone and we shoot with the little GoPro cameras, like from a bird's eye view and stuff. And seagulls actually attack the thing.
Of course.
You don't think the animals are finally getting upset that we're bothering them all the time?
There you go. Exactly. It's like, why would you do? What's this thing that's in my airspace?
It probably sounds crazy.
Yeah.
It looks crazy. It sounds great. They've been working with us for thousands of years, but not a drone flying in their face. You got to see the video and cut into it when we're talking about it. You got to look for the gorilla with the drone, man. It's pretty spectacular.
I'll cut to that.
I hope you don't have to pay for it, but
I hope not either. I know. Who cares about paying for stuff and legal? I don't know. You guys pay for your samples and stuff?
We don't sample. Never.
Are you kidding?
Yes.
No, I don't sample it.
Yeah, no sample.
No sample.
We sample our shows.
You sample yourselves.
Yeah.
Then you sample yourself. Then you sample something. There you go.
We make a lot of stuff up on the fly, so.
Okay. Of course.
Then we race back home to sample it.
And I wanted to just mention something because the first time I ever heard the Digable Planets song, I was like 12 or something, like on Yo MTV Raps on a Sunday morning, because it was on MTV Europe. So I guess I've seen you since for like the first time I saw you was like 25 years ago or something.
Is it?
Yeah, it's crazy. Like 22.
25?
Wow. 22. Yeah. Going on 25.
Same thing. Yeah.
It's nearer 25 than it is 20. Yeah. So there you go.
Right. On TV Raps?
Yeah.
That's big.
Yeah. It was a huge hit back then.
Yeah.
Have you ever utilized, or used at least, have you ever used anything from back then that you reminded yourself of, like, we're going to use, this is valid for you as well. So any old stuff that, just, naturally comes back, I guess?
You mean musically?
Yeah. Or whatever.
I mean, it doesn't go like new, old, like it's all like your instinct, things that you've learned and the way that you sort of process your influences and use them at the moment of impact, so we've learned a lot of new stuff, but yeah.
Things come into your life differently. I wasn't really a big jazz enthusiast then.
Oh.
No. I am now. Now I know it way more.
Is it an acquired taste? You think, like your palate
introduced to it? I just didn't grow up on it.
Oh, okay.
My parents just weren't. It wasn't a lot of jazz in the house.
Oh. No, because some food, like it seems like your palate sometimes isn't ready for some sort of food or for wine, I guess. So music sometimes may be like that, I guess. Your ear you educate your ear. Do you feel that, I guess?
Like spicy food. Sure. I wasn't into hot food.
There you go.
I just didn't, but it wasn't in my house. When I became my own man and started tasting things, I liked it. So I don't want to say, I don't know, because some things I've tasted and there's nothing that'll acquire me to taste it again.
And then came sriracha. I don't know, I guess. Because that seems to be the gateway for everyone, I guess. Right? Or Chipotle.
Gateway sauce.
The gateway sauce, exactly. Guys, you have the single called #cake, or do you pronounce the hashtag? Yeah. Okay. So, and are hashtags edible or just a cake?
Yeah, hashtags are edible symbolically. Like society is dining over is gloating actually on hashtags at this point. It's getting kind of ridiculous. So,
but for him, as the hashtag, he's huge right now, man, and he's been on the keyboard for like 30 years, man. Nobody even cared about him.
Yeah. What's that hashtag?
No, the actual hashtag.
Oh, the actual hashtag.
Yeah. Oh, were you using it when you first listened to Digable Planets? For anything?
Only the whole word, not the actual symbol.
Yeah, he was lost in the sauce, man. He's out now.
Or possibly, the rise of the hashtag is
huge right now. He's on every social media. He is the connection to social media. That's kind of scary.
Wow. Is it like a Google, like this entity, like this? Google is basically a guy, right? So the hashtag is the same thing, I guess. Gorilla versus bear is not possibly
hashtag gorilla versus bear. You have to say hashtag before everything you say.
May I say hashtag at the end? If I no, it doesn't.
Because then it just that applies to what you say after it. You see. But you can go like this while you're talking, and you're good.
Okay. So you have to because like finger commas are the same, right? Finger commas, and now you go hashtag like this. Okay, cool. That's awesome. That's
everything I say is gonna blow up.
You're like a walking PR guy, like the walking brilliant communications guy.
Like,
yeah, exactly like me now. Where could people like you right now?
Right, just press on the screen twice.
People are putting hashtags in front of things with 5 followers, as if everyone's gonna follow them.
Yeah. I guess everyone is eventually going to follow everyone.
Yeah.
And the world will collapse, I guess.
Yeah.
A bunch of followers leading. That's scary.
Wow.
That's not good.
There is a good question. Like, why are there not like I have like 300 leaders on my picture? Like, yeah. Like, isn't there like why isn't it possible? Like, I don't know. I guess there's a whole area to.
Well, you have your own site though.
I'm sorry.
I think you have your own site now.
There you go. I'll give you like some. I'm sorry, what?
300 liters.
Oh, because I heard 300 euros. So yeah, that's what I'm going to charge people every month.
Yeah, you should.
Yeah,
you should.
There you go. And make some some art from that. I guess some I don't know. I guess some catalyzer for decent things, I guess.
Yeah,
for worthwhile things. Speaking of things, like you guys, speaking of things.
How you connected, because you've been very good at connecting.
Thank you.
Speaking of animals, gorilla versus bear, that was pretty good.
This is the perfect segue. Speaking of things, there you go. Like, was there anything like what got you? This is like seems a weird question for someone who's had a long career, but what got you guys into like doing art for a living? Like, what was the trigger? You heard something or saw something, and I need to do this for a living.
It seemed to me at some point in life I realized that creating was a type of pressure that I enjoyed and that made me feel exhilarated. And then later, because my father had me play saxophone, then I was in a situation in which that pressure was being presented to me on a consistent basis, and it was in the field of music, so I found my passion.
Wow. Oh. That's a good one. I like that. I mean, for me, man, I always did it. I've never not been around music. I was born in a musical family. Born in a musical culture, shown in music. I was always around it. I appreciated it, and I knew at a young age, like I was really into sports too, so I wanted to do sports and do that, and I knew at a young age, like I cut off in high school really doing music for a minute and just did like sports just because I knew I wasn't going to the NFL. And then got back into music, did it, and then when me and him linked up, I just appreciated it more. I'll say that. I became more of a student of art, artistic approach to music, rather than just the song sounds good, or you get what I'm saying? There was a point where I just liked the song, or Michael Jackson's cool because he does this, and I understood everything that was going on, the mix downs, everything, studied everything, but now I just became more of a student of the music in the last couple years. So I just was always around it, so I don't remember not being around it, you know? I just don't remember that.
Awesome. That's it seems like an absolute necessity or absolute need, right? Because that's makes it like all worthwhile, I guess.
You learn that at some point. It's a necessity. I think every artist's epiphany's different. You know, it's different.
That's why I'm asking. And
I learned at the airport.
Really?
Working a job as a security guard at Boeing Field.
Were you fed up with the music and then decided I'm going to go do something decent, I guess?
The guy tried to...
No, I'm just assuming.
The guy called me to be in on a day I wasn't supposed to be working. And as soon as he said that, I had quit in my mind, but my response took sarcastically a little bit longer to get to the point to tell him, look, I'm just not coming back.
When did he learn? The poor guy.
I don't know. He may have been to a show. I don't remember.
And plus, we wish everyone well, right?
Yeah.
So, there you go. Thanks, guys. We're basically done. Cool. Yeah, sure. Awesome. This is pretty much goes everything like apart from the groping thing, I guess. Even that. Come on.
Do whatever you want.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah. Awesome.
Just send it to Carly.
Sure. There you go. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. I speak to them often, pretty much. Yeah, of course. There we go. That was fun, right? Right? Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the conversation. Don't forget to subscribe on iTunes. I hope you have by now, but I'll keep giving you reasons to. Follow me on Instagram at Made of Things. Follow me on Twitter at Made of Things Pod. I'll see you guys next week. There might be a surprise. It drops on Tuesday. Thanks for listening.